Welcome back to one of our podcasts. This ain't going to be as long as the rest because we've had some technical difficulties. But the name of the podcast is going to change. Hopefully, by the end of the podcast, we've got a new name. And we actually have a special guest today. But I'm Aiden, as always. That's Alan. And our special guest today, like we've been saying for a while, Billy.
I'm the special guest.
So Billy was actually the originator of our invention of this podcast.
Yes.
And we've said it before, but we'll explain it once again. That night, we were being a little bit rowdy.
Yep, that is exactly the way I'd describe it.
Yeah, and apologies for that again. But Billy actually turned around to us and said, look, it's the Three White Guys podcast.
It was.
So on the way back, we actually decided to do it.
And fair fucking play to you for it, to be fair.
Yeah. But, yeah, just tell us a bit about yourself, Billy.
Oh. Where do you want me to start? From birth or
Might as well.
birth? I'm not giving that detail away.
I thought you
all
was
right,
from Manchester.
Next milestone. You thought what about Manchester?
I thought you was a Manc.
Oh, no. So birth outside of Manchester. Then next milestone. I got married 6 years ago.
Nice.
No,
Oh, here we go. He's in trouble already.
no, 5 years ago.
What?
Or I was meant to have been.
What date did you get married? That's the main thing. Do you remember the date you got married?
So here's the thing. I didn't actually get married. Yeah, I know. But I did, but I didn't. Because
What's that? Oh, look, pub.
Yeah, he got halfway down the aisle and turned around.
it was more like, granddad's dead. Because it was April 18th, 2020.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
COVID.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's a month into
But
it.
it's all good because Grandad died like 20 years before that. No, so
He'll be turning his grave right now.
he might be.
Probably already has.
He was a DJ.
I've never said this before, but it was very hard to swallow.
Normally goes down smoother. Yeah, so we thought, you know what, fuck it, we're gonna have our own little ceremony anyway.
Yeah.
I made a little aisle out of like a plastic fencing that we had for our child. Like I made an aisle out of it and put like fairy lights everywhere. We dressed
Hello,
up. We
George.
got her dressed up, and we did our vows and stuff over Facebook Live so our family could witness it. And
And they had
Yeah,
to, and they had to kiss the camera as well because they couldn't.
we had to kiss the camera.
Yeah, Facebook Live.
No, we still kissed No, because if we kissed the camera, it would be like we were kissing every member of the congregation. What weddings have you gone to?
Only my sisters, I think.
And she went round just fucking tonguing the rest of everybody on the pews.
No.
You said no, but like you wanted to say regrettably.
Oh.
No, we kissed each other rather than the camera of the live, and since then it's been like, well, we've done it now, haven't we? Oh well, I probably wouldn't fit back in my suit.
Yeah, but to be fair, I got married in 2016 and obviously got divorced very quickly. But I wouldn't fit in my suit either.
That was 4 years before mine though, so
Yeah.
more leeway for you, I'd say. Also, you did actually get married.
I definitely got married and I definitely got divorced.
Whereas you could say I had incentive to try and stay a certain weight to fit in my suit.
But the day
Also, I don't know if the groomsmen, I don't know what they did. I don't know if they returned their suits or if like they just had to spend a lot of money on suits that they never wore. So yeah, I was born outside of Manchester and I didn't get married in 2020. Is there anything else you'd like to know?
Well, talk about how you ended up starting the topic of laughter.
So, Tropic of Laughter is a much shorter story than how I started comedy. So, I don't know.
Well,
Which way?
start comedy first and then move on to.
Yeah, okay. So, I wouldn't recommend anybody start their comedy journey the way I did.
No, go on then.
So, it was in September 2022. I had my first gig. And there was nothing going on at the time locally because everyone's still recovering from like COVID hangover and places still haven't opened up properly, or yada yada. So at the time, I was an HGV driver, and I bought a couple of audiobooks that I was listening to on stand-up comedy, and I'm like going, yeah, I think I can do this, I can do that. And in the end, I'd like built up quite a lot of material. So I started just messaging pubs. Like, would you be up for having a stand-up comedy night at your venue? One got back to me and was like, cool. I know a couple of people who do stand-up, so I could probably get them in to pad the night out, because when he met with me, he said he wanted 2 hours. I was like, it's me on my own, and I've never done it before. So I had a couple of people. One came through, a guy called Aid Thompson. He came through. He hadn't done stand-up for a while. He came back for me, basically, to support me. And I was like, how long can you do? And he went, I've got about 10 minutes. Like, ooh, that leaves me, quick maths, 110 minutes left to fill by myself. So I did it. I did a lot of crowd work. I got the crowd playing games and just the other stuff that I could fill time with to get them to still laugh. But like, I'm still going, don't know how I'm doing this. And then then I'll get him on stage, and then we have a little break. Like, cool, I can count this 15 minutes as part of the 2 hours. Then I come back and I've got an hour to fill, which I start off really well, really strong. Everybody's loving it. But about half an hour in, people are getting bored. Imagine going to a comedy night and someone's doing an hour of new material at you. But
I'd probably get thrown off the stage.
You probably just do that anyway.
So
Yeah.
I did slightly
I'll
better.
practice
I did slightly better than that. Basically, a few people at the back just started having their own conversations. Other people were being very polite and going, "Yeah, you're trying." So that was my first gig that I blagged my way into, and I wouldn't recommend anybody else do it, because that could have easily blown up in my stupid fucking face. Yeah. But from there, then another place in town, Ollie V's Tiki Lounge, started advertising that they're doing comedy open mic nights again. So like, oh, cool, I'll go and do that. And I did my first night there. The MC at the time was a guy called Johnny Murph, who's very, very funny. There's a lot of family-friendly humour. So it was a bit of a transition to me. And I did a 5-minute slot, went really well. And because I was a 3-minute walk away, I did it every month. And people were probably getting a bit sick of me, I'll be honest. But I came with new material every time I went there. I sort of used the open mic night at Ollie V's as, I can do my new material there, see if it works, and then when I go to other places around, I can then do what I know is working. And then Johnny and I were doing a gig in Milton Keynes, where I don't know why I said where, because anyway, we were doing a gig in Milton Keynes, and while we were in the break, he said to me, "Billy, do you know what? I'm thinking about knocking it on the head with MC, and I want to go back to just writing material and going and doing other gigs and not running a night." I go, "Oh, okay, that's a shame. That's going to be the end of the comedy night at Ollie V's." And he was like, yeah, well, I would like someone to take it over, you know. I was like, yeah, of course. But
Kind of hinting.
Billy, yeah. I mean you. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't want, like, I've done every night there for like 9 months straight.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, right, okay. I didn't want to assume, you know. I didn't
Yeah.
want to go, yeah, of course I'll take it over.
Like,
And
kind
he's
of like,
like,
big yourself up.
oh, actually,
Yeah, I've got someone else in the wings that's been waiting to.
to be honest, you've been a bit much.
Right.
You can laugh properly.
It just sounds like me. You know, everyone always says that to me. You've been a bit much. I hadn't even started yet.
No way.
Timber.
This is the problem when you don't say, "Hey, Billy, you should probably take a phone stand with you."
I'll tell you what, right? I think what you should do is not be 2 cans deep next time.
Look, now I can't balance it as well.
That's what she said.
Why would she say that?
You'll be surprised.
Where were we?
Yeah, we
Just took over.
Yeah. So I didn't want to assume. So I took over. I changed the name of the night because it's in a tiki lounge. I called it Tropic of Laughter. I did a new logo for it. I've done banners and blah, 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 loads of stuff for it. And I hadn't MC'd a night before, and Johnny had said to me, what we'll do is for the first month, I'll do the first half, you do the second half, probably maybe do the same the next month, and then maybe on the month after that, I'll introduce you, and then you just MC the rest of it, and then I'll hand the reins fully over to you. Come the first Tuesday of February, I get there, I've got what I want planned to do as an MC for a second half of a show. And Johnny goes, I think I might just let you do the whole night, to be honest. I'm like, oh, brilliant. Thanks, Johnny. So I have to change everything in my set because, or I say in my set, what I'm going to say, I was going to make a joke about Johnny getting a lot taller, lost a lot of weight and became a lot more handsome. Couldn't do that. He ruined that for me, actually. But so I gave it a go, and I gave crowd work a go. I'm not a crowd work kind of guy normally, which
we wouldn't notice.
well, you wouldn't notice, would you?
No.
Because you kind of make me have to do crowd work.
But that's the fun of it.
But yeah, well, to be fair though, like how this podcast started, like you said, you know, we were being rowdy.
Yeah.
And then you literally turn the mic around. Oh, it's the Three White Guy podcast.
Yeah, and one of you actually went to fucking talk.
Me,
No.
him, it was me.
You put it towards Gary. Gary didn't say anything. You went to put it towards him. I'm not fucking putting it towards him.
I was going to say. I won't say all of it because obviously TikTok Live, they have community guidelines and that crap. But I was going to say, do you smell? And you took the mic away from me.
Oh, can you not say that on TikTok Live?
Yeah, I can get TikTok banned.
Oh,
Shit talk.
I'm going to get edited anyway. But yeah, no.
this is
Twice.
bullshit now. Right.
Twice.
Yeah, so serious conversation. My first time MCing. I didn't think it went well,
Yeah.
but however, like other people in the audience, they said that I did a really good job. Made it known it was my first time MCing a gig. They were probably paying me lip service, let's be honest. But yeah, from then on, I then I knew if he's going to make me do the whole first night, then it's me from then on. And I've had a few different sort of themed nights. Last October did a ladies' night, had a full female bill, and it is the fullest that room has probably ever been because it was, I'd say, over capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the ladies' night was an absolute roaring success. Have had other nights that have been like 2 audience members and 8 comedians. That's also been fun in its own way. And then at the beginning of the year, you guys turned up, and I haven't been able to get rid of you.
I know November you done it as a squealer.
Yeah, so in November I did it in my hillbilly persona, Colton Whitaker, who is still at the moment 6 feet under after absolutely bombing a show in January. Yeah, I haven't resurrected that yet. It went really well that night. Everyone could understand what I was saying.
Yeah.
But I did another show.
But mainly because you had a room full of squealers.
Well, yeah,
That helped.
it did help. I've got to say, it did help.
Even though I didn't go to that one, I was busy. But I've been to everyone since.
You have been to everyone since?
Yeah, since December. Of course, you didn't do it in January.
No January show because nobody wants to go to the first to a show on the first Tuesday of January.
Yeah.
Yeah, Colton did well that night. Everyone could understand what he was saying. I did another show in January, and the lady who was that asked me to do it says, "Can you do it as Colton?" I was like, "Yeah, I can." And the hall was absolutely fucking huge. There was reverb on the microphone, and no one could understand a single word I'd said. It was meant to be a 5-minute set as Colton. It was probably about 2 minutes 45, and I walked off the stage, got changed very quickly, and he has not been seen since.
Until October rolls around.
Well, speaking of October, I obviously was talking about it in the car. Well, I'm actually excited for the Howl this year because obviously I have recently applied. I'm also looking forward to the first audition, obviously to see, what it is. I know you guys have been through
Yeah,
it.
you had to do it last year. I haven't done it in 4 years.
The first audition's fucking brutal, man.
Yeah.
I kicked someone in the head.
And you still got in.
I still got in.
But yeah, Alan's applied for the Howl. Do you remember what you had to do during the first audition last
Yeah,
year?
kick someone in the head.
Apart from super kick someone.
All I remember is there was a lot of running and then stopping dead still and then running again and then stopping dead still and then running again.
Yeah, but that's the same with the second audition during the physical.
Yeah. They need to mix it up a bit. I remember feeling very awkward when you're dehumanizing yourself.
Yeah,
Not in that way, but
the only thing I remember about the first audition that I done, Jared was sitting on a chair at the end of the room. Everyone else was at the back of the hall, and individually we could do what we want, but try and build up the tension and jump scare Jared. But you had to pretend like there's a demon inside you, and then when he points to a certain direction, like Jared's what's the one I'm looking for? Pretty much runs the time to see I've seen enough sort of thing. When he points to a certain place in the hall, you pretend the demon's coming out of you, then you just
throw up in the bucket.
Yeah.
That was I quite enjoyed doing that.
So they are still doing that then.
Yeah. So everyone before me was sort of crawling around, making inhuman noises, and I walked up, saw that there was a high chair, and just sort of dragged that across the floor along to him.
Ooh.
And said that I was going to make him fit in it, basically. However it's going to be, whether it's by force, chopping limbs off, and eventually I was getting a bit annoyed that he hadn't looked at me yet, because that was our cue, that he would look at you to know that he was scared. And it had gone on long enough for me. So I grabbed the high chair and smacked it against the ground. Visibly made him jump out of his chair. It's like, right, there we go.
I still remember what I done for that, because before the Howl, I was a part of another scare company called Scare Nation in Hemel Hempstead. I'd done it for 4 years. It ran for 6 years, I think, or 7 years. But there was this one maze we were in. It was a puppet maze. And it had like mannequins throughout the maze, strobe lighting throughout the entire maze. And we were having fun. We were meant to be creators of the master puppeteer at the end. And we took the song from Friday the 13th. No, sorry, A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay.
Sorry. You know, the 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. We twisted it, and we started going 1, 2, Master's coming for you. 3, 4, better lock your door. 5, 6, we got loads to fix, because we were meant to be fixing the guests to become puppets.
Gotcha.
What was it? 7, 8 was I can't remember what 7, 8 was. Then we were like 9, 10. You're never gonna sleep again, because your eyes were meant to be wide open.
Right.
So, we had it that multiple times guests kept on coming back through, because they were enjoying our maze more than everyone else's. And even in the reviews of it, like the other mazes were pretty much near enough the exact same review. Then when it came to our maze, it was like, this one was different to the rest. They were trying to have fun with us as well as scaring us. And that's what made them more freaked out, instead of just constantly scaring, because they didn't know whether we were going to play a game or scare the life out of them. There was one scare. It's my top scare. I'll never forget it. Guys came around the corner. I'm halfway in an actor's gap, making myself visible. I'm standing there like a mannequin like that. I'm not breathing and I'm holding my breath. So they think I'm a mannequin, and these guys come up and be like, oh, look, this one's actually dressed up and everything. And the guy got right close to me. I'm still not breathing. I'm still not blinking. I'm not even moving my eyes. And he actually tickled me under the chin. So, oh, yeah, look, this one's got a bit of a beard. The second he touched me, I jumped. Oh, what the fuck? It was fencing behind. He bounced off of the fence and ran as fast as he could. I will never ever forget it, because he generally thought I was a mannequin.
That's amazing.
What was your best scare from last year?
Oh, damn. There's a couple that spring to mind. One is, how much can I say about the maze without...
You can say like the scares you've done. And
So there was one scare where I was chasing them with a chainsaw,
yeah.
and they didn't know I was there until they'd walked past me. There was three women. They were holding hands. They walked past me. I gave one with the chainsaw, and they all fell over each other. I gave them enough time to almost get fully upright before running at them and revving again, and they fell over each other again. And then I did one more time as they exited the maze. So I had them falling out of the maze in front of the queue of people queuing up to go in.
Yeah.
That was on my first night, so that felt pretty good.
Nice.
Another one is where I don't know how, but I managed to convince people I wasn't part of the maze. I told whoever I was with, I told them to hide around the corner with a chainsaw. And as these people come through, I was like, no, I'm not part of this. If you go round that way, don't go down there. If you go round the other way, then you'll get out. You'll be fine. And they fucking bought it. I don't know why. Because if I were to look back on it, I'd say it was less than convincing. But then they started going, and then there he is with the chainsaw
Yeah.
waiting for him, chase them back through. And then as they're running through, I do my redneck as they are running past me. I was quite proud of that, I've got to say.
There was one last year. I remember this guy heard the chainsaw as I was revving in the chainsaw area. He ran as fast as he could. I barely saw him. He ran that fast. Tripped over at the end, went flying out the exit.
Out the exit scares are probably the peak scares.
Yeah.
Because they're the only ones where other people are seeing it.
Yeah.
Like, it's great scaring someone in the middle of the maze.
Oh yeah.
But if you're getting an audience with your scare,
Oh yeah.
you've got all of this to look forward to.
Oh yeah. See, that's the thing. I would love to do jump scares with my other half, because
You'd give her a
obviously-
heart attack.
Exactly. She would go into a panic attack, so I can't do it.
See, we actually don't do it at home because I don't like it. My other half doesn't like it. My oldest daughter, she fucking loves them. But nobody else in the house does.
But yeah, no, I love, it's like voiceovers. I like to do, impressions and stuff. Like, for example, Pennywise the Clown. I like, hiya, Georgie. Doing all that sort of
You
stuff.
want to float?
Tim Curry, Bill Skarsgård.
Hey, you want to float? You'll float down here.
You'll float too.
Anyway, on the way down, we've got about 2.5 minutes left. We gave you a challenge of trying to give us a new name for this podcast.
Oh shit.
You didn't think of it?
I tried. Since then, I'm now 2.5 beers deep. So I had something earlier.
And you forgot them because you're 2 cans down.
Yeah, because it took so long to format a bloody
Yeah.
SD card.
Right, go on. Reel some off quickly.
Oh shit. The No.
You got about 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Well, actually, you got about a minute because it's just changed on the lappy toppy. Go.
I've got nothing. I have drawn a blank.
Right.
Underlay.
For you to choose, so you got this one, the Crazy A's, or the Bad Double A Influence.
Of those two, the Crazy A's.
Okay.
All right then.
So officially, we will now be called
The crazy.
A-balls.
the Crazy A Podcast.
A-balls.
Yeah. All right. I think that's a good place to leave it. All right.
Air high five.
Thank you
Lovely,
for
jubbly.
coming, Billy.
All over your face.
I smell cum.
Do you spell cum? We will definitely do a part
Bit
2 to
sticky
this
over
because
here.
there's so much more to talk about, and of course you've got loads of stories that
Yeah, I feel like it needed
definitely a full hour.
yeah.
But hopefully next time we can actually have the equipment actually
Proper
work better.
SD. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, and there's definitely going to be a part 2
Yep.
where we get Billy back. So
I'm bringing Billy back. Yeah.
thanks for joining.